Welcome again. In this lecture we will see how to install OpenCV. During this course I will use the PyCharm IDE. If you prefer using another IDE, it's up to you. I will show you later how to install OpenCV in other IDE. So for PyCharm it is easy. Just need to create a new project by clicking here, and it will take you to this window. So you can specify here, you can specify the path of your project, and you can give its name here. For example, I will call it OpenCV with Python, and you can use a previously configured interpreter or a previously created environment, but I recommend you to create a new one. So using this by selecting this one here, so it will create virtual environment in this project that we have just created, and you can specify the interpreter you want to use. In my case here I will use the Python 3.10. so and then click on the create button here. It will start creating this virtual environment in this project, and once it's finished you can come here to this Python packages here. So once this is finished you can click here on this Python packages, you can see here the installed packages, and to install OpenCV you can search here Opencvpython, click on it, and it will be shown here some information about this library. So you can specify here the version you want to use. I will use the latest one, and click on install to start installing it. Once it's installed it will be shown here. So it will also install the NumPy package. So it's now shown here. So you can see here OpenCvpython and NumPy. You can see here the versions here, and you can come here to test if they are working and create a new file here. I will name it, for example, test.py. You can import CV2 and also import NumPy as NP, for example, and then print their versions here to be sure that they are installed. So version and print CV2 NumPy dot version here. Save it and come here to the terminal and type. So you can see that it is activated. The VMV we have just created is activated here. So we can type here Python test.py and run. It may take time because it's first time we run a script in this virtual environment or in this project. So it shows here the version of these libraries, and that means that the installation is done successfully and we are ready to use CV2 for our projects. So if you prefer using another IDE, the installation is different. You can install it using the command in Windows or the terminal in like Linux or iOS. So there is many methods. For example, this I show you these two methods for creating virtual environment and then installing OpenCV. I always encourage you to create a separate virtual environment for this library. So in my case here, for example, I have Mac here. So to install it, I can use the terminal here, or if I have an IDE like Visual Studio Code, I can use it also. So first we need to create a project. So for example, I will create a directory here make a directory, call it OpenCV with Python, and inside this we can create an environment inside this project. So here, if I use this method here, I will type here like Python -m. I will so VNV, and I will give it this path OpenCV with Python, and call it we can call it VNV, or you can give it whatever name you want. So I will call it, for example, my VNV, and so on. It will be created in this project, and once it's created, we can go in this project, like say cd OpenCV with Python, and run this VNV. So I called it my VNV, and say bin activate, like that, and so it is activated here. Once it is activated, you can install OpenCV by saying pip install OpenCV with or Opencvpython. It will start installing it. Install, it's typo here, install. So once it's installing it, it will also install NumPy with it. So it's installed in this VNV. Be sure that the environment is shown here. That means we are installing the packages inside it, and now we have installed it and we are ready to use it in our projects. If you want to deactivate this VNV, this virtual environment, you can just type deactivate, and it will take you to the base environment.